Good afternoon from Upper Canada College in Midtown Toronto. This is the CISAA Senior Football Championship game. My name is David Grossman along with Scott Cowie. We have got a barn burner in for you today as we're just seconds away from the kickoff and whether UCC will make it 4 in a row. Kickoff is taken by one of the key players, Scott, for the St. Andrews team. You're going to see a lot of him running around. He is their Mr. Offense, as they would refer to him at St. Andrews. And that, of course, is Adre Simmons. It's going to be an interesting game today.
Yeah, David, you and I have been in this boat before, and we have been treated to some great, exciting football games, and I'm hoping that that's the case we have today as well.
St. Andrews has first down, moving from the right side of the field to the left. They're on their 42-yard line.
Held for a loss there. That was Adre Simmons again, I think.
The St. Andrews traditionally seem to have the size advantage over other teams in this football conference. Some of the best high school football in the Greater Toronto area. And no surprise with the gray and red, shiny silver helmets, big offensive line. Upper Canada in their whites with the navy blue. Second down, about 11 yards to go. Let's see what happens for St. Andrews.
Immediately hit there by the Blues defender. Looks like Luke Martin was in on that tackle.
Schmidt, the quarterback, in his last year before graduation from London, probably going to end up at the University of, or Western University. And he's got a chip. And that is 4 years ago, he played Upper Canada and they lost. UCC won it, the first of many to come. And it was at St. Andrews. He wants to go out as a winner. And this year, in the two meetings the two teams have had, he's lost both of them.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a great rivalry, David, as we talked about earlier. There's the kick.
Right!
Edge Hill looking for a break.
Yeah, good run back. Probably had about 6 or 7 yards on that play, and UCC with their first possession. We'll see what they can do.
Regular season, Upper Canada finished 5-1 in season play, and then the big victory to get them to the championship game over Trinity, 32-16. It was right here at the Oval. And with St. Andrews 4-2 for their season, their semifinal victory over St. Mike's, 36-14. We'll get into the two games a little bit later on, but it's first down now for Upper Canada at their 34-yard line. First pass for Upper Canada, first play, and immediately Jay Williams went to his receiving crew. Different seeing Aneen Williams at quarterback over the past couple of years.
You're right. Your reference to the Power Boys there, certainly of the past, I guess, 5 or 6 years, who were great athletes, and Jay's done a great job of stepping up and filling in those shoes for this season.
Second down, 4 yards to go. Williams checking over the defense. He's got receivers on the left and right side. UCC going from left to right. The pitch out. Good enough for the first down and a lot more. Rashid Tucker, kid out of Ajax, Ontario. The chains move. First down of the game. Overcast, a little bit of sun and wind. Ideal conditions for a fall football game. First down for the UCC Blues. Glad you could join us today. Crowd starting to fill in. First down, UCC at their 50. Getting the handoff to Tucker. He tried to go up the middle. No room, went to the side, just got back to the line of scrimmage, Scott.
David Tucker, Rashid Tucker is a grade 11 student, so he's got one more year. I know that he played and started at the running back position last year, so lots of experience, and great to know that we've got the Blues have Rashid for next year as well.
Something very important in high school football is always discipline. Both teams have it. Question is, will they maintain it for the entire game? Second down, 9 yards to go for UCC. Williams back to pass, looks incomplete.
There were two receivers in the vicinity there, Lucas Harvey and number 87, Adam Sellen. The pass just fell in between the receivers, and UCC will be forced to punt.
Setting up a punting condition. We should mention that the referee today's game, wearing the white hat, is Chris Walker. The umpire is Greg Aletto. The line judge, Ron Garcia. Back umpire, Bob Pawlowski, he's been around. And head linesman, Linford Crump. And the man responsible for making sure this game is timed well is John Voss. Third down. The punt takes a bounce. Little difficulty with the receiving crew, and he just hits the ball out of bounds to avoid any problem.
You know, David, we talked about the Power boys, former principal Jim Power, his boys. The kicker on the punter for the UCC Blues is Connor McKinney, and that's our new principal, Sam McKinney's son.
Is that mandatory when you have a principal, used to be known as a headmaster, that his son has to be a football player?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's part of the interview process, but it always helps when we can get talent like that to help our sports programs.
St. Andrews has the ball deep in their end, around the 8-yard line, first down. The sun does not favor anyone. It's on the side. Pitch out to the far side of the field, trying to get enough yardage for first down. We'll see what the measurement is.
Met with a fairly good gain there. I don't know if he received the first down, but it looks like about a 7-yard gain. Maybe longer, maybe 9. Both teams here, David, forced to punt on their first drives.
These games with St. Andrews and Upper Canada always go back and forth. Ball kept on the ground. Good enough for the first down, maybe. That seems to be the signal.
Good tackle there on UCC by UCC's number 67, Jose Guerra. But you are right, David. These games go back and forth, and one thing we know in covering the games that we have is you never leave a game early either. They usually come down right down to the wire, and again, that's something we're hoping happens again. An exciting game for all.
Turnovers, penalties, and execution usually decide. We can't blame the weather for this one.
Yeah, you're right.
Timeout for St. Andrews, and while we do take that timeout, 6 degrees. First week in November. Kind of interesting weather. Earlier this year, Upper Canada beat St. Andrews 15-11. That was up at the St. Andrews campus in Aurora. And then when the two of them decided to meet for the second time, kind of a strange game back here at UCC. A couple of weeks later, it was 8-4 in conditions that one coach described to me as torrential or hurricane status. 8-4 for a football game with these two powerhouses does seem a little strange.
Yeah, well, actually, both games, David. I think the differential between the points very low, very tight games, and by all accounts, the way this one started, we may be in for another tight game as well.
It is a third down. They didn't get enough. And they are in a punting condition. Standing on his 4-yard line. Ball hangs up in the air. There is a flag thrown for no yards. UCC should take over. with pretty good field conditions.
Yeah.
With 8:32 to go in this first quarter. 0-0. No score.
It was a heads-up play there by number 58 on UCC, Lock Martin, knowing that he would likely draw the no yards penalty there, given the bounce of the ball, and we'll just confirm that that's what has happened. It is, yeah.
It is, no yards. They moved the ball down. Offensively, Upper Canada is going to rely on their guards. On the left side, Thomas Gormley and Jonathan Wedgbury. Wedgbury being, I would think, a pretty good bouncer at 6'6", 285. And the tackles on the left side, Jose Guerra, and on the right side, Pierce Gould. Snapping the ball, Luke Martin, and of course Williams, a quarterback. Bread and butter player gets it right now, Rashid Tucker.
A great run by Rashid.
Trying to get by.
Just looking at the spot of the ball, he may have gained about 8 yards.
Instructions being yelled out from both benches. The ball on the 22-yard line. Upper Canada, second down. About 4. First scoring opportunity of the game. And let's see what the play call is on second down.
Yeah, it looks like about 2nd and 4, actually.
Williams, number 6, gets the snap, fakes the handoff, goes to the right. Incomplete.
Tough luck there.
So they're calling for the field goal crew, and it's Conrad Mahoney.
I would think that Jamie Wilson, number 30 there for UCC, would like to hit the rewind button on that. The pass was low, but he probably agreed that it was catchable. Tough luck.
The ball is placed on the 30-yard line, just off a bit. Snap is down, kick is up, and it's wide. Running the ball, there's a flag. Looks like this could be coming back as he runs out of the end zone, and that's because of a hit on the place kicker. Could give UCC an opportunity for the first down and the move forward.
Could be a very costly penalty. I know that at all levels of football, David, that contacting the kicker penalty, if that's what this turns out to be, is one with big consequences as the kicking team gets to retain the ball. It certainly looks like number 55, Pierce Gould, is signaling that that's what the call is. We'll get the official one from the referee.
Unnecessary roughness is the call by referee Chris Walker. That is met with applause by UCC. Offensive team is back in. The chains are moved. Sets up Upper Canada for a first down. First turnover.
Yeah,
and a penalty.
Right. And a penalty, yeah.
7:09 to go in this first quarter. We're coming to you from the campus, and a beautiful campus it is, of Upper Canada College in Midtown Toronto. What they call the Oval.
We do, yeah. It's called the Oval, and it does really look picturesque with the color leaves. Great fall day for football. We'll see what the Blues can do here. Looks like they still can get a first down before getting a touchdown. Very close.
First down. Williams gets the snap, goes to the air, to the right side, and it is caught and run out of bounds. Number 84.
Josh Archibald.
Arch makes the catch.
We're down to the, what is it, the 2-yard line?
Yeah.
Where we're situated here.
Yeah.
Makes the end zone, and the St. Andrews players have it covered a bit.
It looks like from our vantage point, they might be on about the 6-yard line or so, David?
That looks like the 4 or 5.
Okay, yeah. Tough to see right now. Rashid Tucker with a carry.
And he's stopped. Is he in?
Yes.
Rashid Tucker with the first scoring points of the game, a touchdown off the right side, following his guard and tackle, number 74, Jonathan Wedgbury, and 55, Pierce Gould. 6:15 to go in the first quarter. 6-0. UCC strikes first.
And David, you did talk about it earlier, how penalties often make the difference. Certainly on that drive, that was the case.
No, it's just I take some voice notes.
The high snap.
Goes through. 7-0. Upper Canada scores first over St. Andrews. Something about these two teams, Scott. Sorry for interrupting you. They when we go back over the last couple of years. Last year, Upper Canada beat Trinity, so there's one, and they did it in overtime in Port Hope.
I was there, yes.
The year before, UCC beat St. Mike's. That was here. That was also a pretty close game, 10-point difference. And then we go back 3 years. It looks as if no one could beat Upper Canada because it was St. Andrews that UCC beat 29-28, another nail-biter up in Aurora. So victory in Aurora, victory on their own field, and victory in Port Hope, going for a 4th consecutive championship.
Yeah, I was going to say, certainly the Blues hope that that's the result of at the end of this game as well, but the Saints are in it for a battle.
We're ready for the kickoff. Ball goes to the left side. And on the far side of the field, looking for blockers, puts his head down. Just couldn't catch the number on.
Yeah, the St. Andrews ball carrier there.
Big offensive line for St. Andrews. And they're losing a number of players to graduation this year. One of them moving on to Rice University.
Yeah. No, and you're right, David. Every year, St. Andrews seems to produce some very big men on their O-line, and that's one of the big reasons of their success for the program. I think they understand the value of that O-line, and they're usually backed up by some pretty good running backs too.
Early in the game, St. Andrews on their 31-yard line. First down. Schmidt fakes the handoff, turns around, and then he passes. And coming to our side of the field, up to the 45, the 50, and falls out of bounds. Just on the other side, Upper Canada territory, the 53-yard line.
Looks like Joe Hill and Hannibal DePontier both in pursuit there. One of them getting the St. Andrews receiver out of bounds.
Caught UCC off guard with a big play.
Yeah, lots of play action on that pass, and then it was actually just sort of a counter to the other side.
First down, Schmidt gets the ball, fakes the handoff, looks again, throws, and it's picked off. A little bit of pushing and shoving.
And I'm not certain I have the number right, but it could be Maxime Barbeau with the interception there.
UCC takes over, first down on their 46-yard line. Again, turnover.
Yeah, you're right. It's so far I think the tale of this game has been turnovers and penalties. St. Andrews just looking as though they were about to get something generated there with that drive, and again a great play, number 29 Maxime to put that to a stop. Blues looking to capitalize on that turnover.
St. Andrews with a 3-man line. Liam Gracie, Jonas Batsakis, and Walter Karabin. There's a loss on first down.
Yeah, Rashid Tucker stopped there by one of the Saints. Might be Chris Jansen there, number 98. Tough to really see the numbers.
Just a loss of a couple of yards. Standing on the sidelines and missed for UCC is their captain, Sevian DaCosta. Key player who was injured earlier in the year, an Achilles. He'd love to be in this game.
He sure would. A little bit more about Sevian after this play here.
First down. Coming our side of the field. Great reception and falling out of bounds.
Campbell Burgess just made a wonderful catch there.
Ball is marked on the 50-yard line. of UCC, and it's still going to be a third down situation.
Yeah. It's a great catch, but not enough yards for a first down there. And Connor McKinney is back to punt for UCC.
Bounce to him. He's picked it up, gets it away with a little bit of wind. And falling on one knee.
Lucas LeBrayer there for St. Andrews with not much of a return.
Looks like the 24, 25 yard line. St. Andrews hasn't been able to get out other than that one big play, and they turned it over very quickly with the interception.
Yeah. You know, David, you mentioned Sevian. He's a big part of this Blues team. Injured once and then came back and made a big impact in a couple of games he was able to play, and then got injured again. Disappointing for him.
First down, St. Andrews. Schmidt gets the snap, keeps it on the ground, hands it to his fullback, and coming to this side of the field before taken down gang tackling style right in front of us and right at midfield.
Pierce Gold, number 55, and number 40, Yassine Belku, were in on that tackle, and actually a really impressive run by number 28, Ian McLean, there for St. Andrews.
McLean, not only can he play football, but is a national level rugby player. And here's the funny part. Prior to this season, he never played the game of football. First down, St. Andrews. Again, to the air, and almost picked off, but knocked down.
Yeah, number 84 there, Josh Archibald, who does go both ways, by the way. He's a wide receiver as well, so catching that ball actually sort of within his wheelhouse.
Scott Cowie, got to ask you, why do these teams use their players, the majority of them, on offense and defense, particularly on the line?
Well, I often think it's a matter of necessity and not being able to have a great deal of depth.
Second down, St. Andrews. Looks, fakes, tucks the ball in. Schmidt moves forward, gains about 7 or 8. Sets up a third down, possibly a kicking situation.
Pierce Gould on the tackle there again. It looks like the Saints are bringing in their kicking team.
Len Gurr, who's been around, I think this is his 9th year now. He's got 3 titles, championship titles. Not taking any chances. It's early in the season. Early in the game, I should say. Third down, 3 yards, and waiting for the snap on his 48-yard line. Didn't come to him. It was a fake, and it was enough to take him forward.
Yeah.
First down. Trick play.
I'm trying to find the number there. I think that might have been Chris Jansen there, 98.
St. Andrews keeps the ball. First down on the 41 of UCC. Caught us all off guard.
Yeah, certainly the Blues defense. But you take those risks, and certainly in this situation it paid off. I think the Saints really trying to get something together here, get something rolling, answer to UCC's touchdown.
McLean doesn't get anywhere. The defensive line for UCC, familiar names: Guerrera, number 67 at left tackle, Wedgbury, 74 at right tackle, and Gould, number 55 at right end. The only new face is number 84, Joshua Archibald, who is not required on offense.
Well, actually, I think Josh plays wide receiver as well.
Oh, is he?
So they're all two-way players. Yeah.
2nd and 9 for St. Andrews from the 41-yard line of UCC with 28 seconds left in this opening quarter. The pass to the side, struggling to get a little bit of yardage, is Adre Simmons. You
know, David, and your point about those players going both ways is is well taken, and often we see that fitness and fatigue factor setting in late in the game. We'll see how the Blues and both teams, for that matter, manage that piece.
Upper Canada's done a fairly good job containing Simmons, who has 45 touchdowns in his past 2 years and just shy of the school record at St. Andrews. McLean with a punt from his 51.
Not much on the return there by number 1, Juwan Edgehill.
St. Andrews calling for a penalty. It's not going to happen. But we are at the end of the first quarter as Chris Walker signals an end of play. So after 15 minutes of this Conference of Independent Schools Athletic Association, the CISAA Championship, the senior football final, the Upper Canada College Blues at home have a 7-0 lead over St. Andrews College.
Yeah, it's another tight one, and we've just started to see St. Andrews put a few drives together, made a couple of first downs, eventually forced a punt, but lots of time left and lots of football to play.
UCC will start the second quarter. Scott Cowie, who's head of the senior division here at Upper Canada College. I'm sure there are all kinds of names that cross your mind, graduates of UCC, played football, gone on into the world, a tremendous number of careers. I can remember just a few of them. Dave Haddon played with the Argos. Chip Barrett, also a UCC grad. Stu Lang, several Grey Cup rings with Edmonton. Looking for an opening and unable to find it. Tucker on a first down from deep in his end. Have I missed any big name from UCC that's gone on to, well, I guess Champaign?
Yeah.
Alain Champaign?
Alain Champaign played for North Carolina. Was a Moorhead Kane scholar as well.
That means it's better than 50%, right?
Yeah, Alain is definitely a very talented athlete and a really gifted student too. Tucker lost a yard there,
did he?
it looks like. Yep.
2nd and 11 from the 11 for Upper Canada. Gambling, going to the air. And looking for an interception.
Nicholas Canad, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, number 33, got a couple of hands on that ball. The Blues lucky that wasn't picked off.
Now, what does UCC do? Do they take a knee in the end zone for give up the 2 points for better field, or do they try to kick into the wind?
Well, it's a really good point, David. I do try to get out and watch as many games. I do know that head coach Dave Brown, that is a strategy that he's employed before. It's giving up those 2 points. I wouldn't be surprised to see that here, especially with the slight breeze we have.
Let's see what happens.
And that
McKinney
looks to be the case. Yeah.
Dancing around, killing a few seconds, then takes the knee. So 2 points. Safety for St. Andrews. They get on the board. It's now Upper Canada 7, St. Andrews 2, with 13 minutes and 30 seconds left until halftime. And we should mention McKinney, who took the knee, his dad's going to join us at halftime. We're going to find out about the 19th principal here at UCC and a little bit of his background. Canadian, who's worked down under and is an athlete. Comes from a family of teachers. And we're even going to ask him a bit about that memorable occasion when he grew up in St. Catharines. Not only as a multi-sport athlete, as a teenager at St. Catharines Collegiate, but he was a rower.
That's right.
And the one he remembers, the bitter pill, is losing to Upper Canada College. And here he is, many years later, the man in charge.
Yeah, life is full of ironies, and Sam speaks fondly of his high school time in St. Catharines and also the association with UCC, as you pointed out. Here we go.
From the 35-yard line, kickoff to the far side of the field, and staying in bounds. Looks like a bit of rugby match over there. tackling from the shoulders and rather than from the feet.
Yeah, it looked like they were scrumming down. You're right. So that was Lucas LeBrier, again for St. Andrews at the wide receiver position, with a fairly decent run back. The Saints getting good field position to start their opening drive for the second quarter.
Nice crowd on hand here at Upper Canada College. It's sunny, a little overcast, 6 degrees before game time. First down for St. Andrews on their 47-yard line. Schmidt hands off to McLean. On the far side of the field.
There is a flag down, David, that was thrown. I don't know if this may be some sort of procedure or offside against St. Andrews. It was thrown deep in the UCC area behind the defense.
Number 58 with the white hat today, Chris Walker, just checking it over. Here's his call. UCC called for too many men.
That one hurts. I know as a coaching staff, as a former coach for our varsity blues team here, those ones really hurt.
So it's St. Andrews again in possession of the ball on the 52-yard line of Upper Canada College. 2 receivers on the far left, 2 on the right. Schmidt fakes the first handoff and gives it to Simmons. Tucks the ball underneath and heads forward. Looks like a gain of about 6 yards.
Yes, Audrey Simmons did a very good job there breaking that first tackle. We would have been held for a loss. Looks like Josh Archibald is down with an injury. Got the trainer coming on for the UCC Blues. Let's hope that Josh is okay. Certainly a big part of the Blues team, playing both offense and defense, as we've noted.
The quality of the game in the CISAA, you've been following it as I have. It brings out a different kind of an athlete. Of course, they're here, get a very solid education. They play a variety of sports, fall, winter, and spring. But it takes a commitment in order to dedicate yourself to a team atmosphere, and as well as maintain those grades that allow you to participate. I mean, as an educator, are you surprised at how these kids at UCC are able to do it year after year, combine everything with so many challenges?
Yeah, it is quite impressive, the number of activities and you mentioned the co-curricular programming, and in particular athletes and their demanding schedules, and keeping up with your studies. Really impressed with our athletes and athletes in general, I think, at the high school level, David. I mean, expectations are so high around academic programs and trying to get into universities and whatnot that it is impressive all that these boys in this particular case balance.
Fake handoff to McLean. Schmidt keeps the ball. Looks as if he has enough, judging from the response of the St. Andrews fans, and the sticks do move. Good to see Archibald coming off on his own there.
Yeah, you're right. And St. Andrews, Schmidt, certainly not afraid to carry the ball himself, mix it up in there. Maybe that's, as you mentioned at the beginning of the game, representative of his real desire to make an impact here in his final year.
Scotty's got 2 guys in front of him that are each 6'6" with about 250. They had their cereal this morning.
Yeah, that may
pitch out. McLean on the far side of the field tries to get some yardage and is stopped.
That may have something to do with it as well. You're right. Looks like number 58, Loke Martin, was in on that. A couple of other players too.
Gain of a yard.
Numbers.
Second down and 9 from the UCC 40-yard line. 11 minutes, 22 seconds to go until halftime. St. Andrews trying to get their first touchdown. They trail by 5. UCC 7, St. Andrews 2. Schmidt checks over the defense, goes back, looks for a receiver, can't find one, tucks the ball in underneath, and skirts right up the middle for another first down.
A good solid run for the quarterback again.
Scott, sorry, you don't know whether or not the UCC defense is containing him, giving him an opportunity to run right up the middle, or if it's just a broken play that he's taken advantage of.
Yeah, well, he is a pretty experienced quarterback, as we've mentioned, this being his final year, so he's probably got the ability to read what to do in the best situation. So far, it's paid off.
Another first down for St. Andrews. McLean goes over the left side.
Yep, tackled there by Loke Martin again. Looks like he was in on that play. And also number 33, Hannibal DePontier as well.
They've had some success going over the left side of the St. Andrews line.
Yes.
17-yard line. A gain of about 5.
And again, David, I think you mentioned the St. Andrews offensive line, really obviously a big part in establishing their running game.
Let's see what Schmidt called. Hangs on to the ball.
Jose Guerra in on that tackle.
They're looking carefully whether or not there's enough.
Looks like they are short.
Ball placed on the 15-yard line, just slightly off the far side. They're going for it. Third down, 2. See whether Schmidt tucks the ball and keeps it, hands it off to McLean. That's exactly what he did.
Yep.
The rugby player hurdled over.
A big leap over the downed offensive and defensive lineman there to keep the play alive.
And it is a first down.
And the Saints are knocking on the door.
3 more shots at it from the 12-yard line. 8:34 to go until halftime. UCC 7, St. Andrews 2. Wind picking up just slightly.
And that may be a factor later on.
Schmidt looking for a receiver.
That one nearly picked off.
Almost picked off again. By number, 25?
Yeah, I think number 25 is Joseph Cammey.
One would think that if you're moving the ball on the ground, if not with your backs, then as the quarterback, you would continue rather than risk the chance of an interception and then yet another turnover.
Yeah, I agree with you, David. But again, we're not behind the bench coaching, right? But they have had great success, so it'll be interesting to see what they do here on 2nd and 10. Typically a passing situation, but they may run given the success they've had.
Schmidt gets the snap, fakes the handoff, throws to McLean on the far side of the field. He's going to be short. Raises the question of whether head coach Len Gurr wants. No, he's going for the field goal.
Looks like he's sending on the field goal unit. We did see a fake punt earlier in the game. I think the Blues should be on their toes here, maybe expect a fake field goal.
Schmidt's down on one knee waiting for the snap. And it's Patrick Turner, number 3. Ball is down, kick is up, it's good. 3 more points for St. Andrews. With 7:24 to go until halftime, it's Upper Canada 7, St. Andrews 5. The championship game, the 2016 CISAA Senior Football.
And David, again, I don't think either of us has been is surprised at all at this 2-point differential, right? Yet another tight game between these two very solid teams with really strong traditions of football programs.
I would think once they've had an opportunity to check each other's defenses have had a chat at halftime that we're going to see a very entertaining second half where things start to open up quite a bit. Not used to seeing Upper Canada and St. Andrews in single digits for the first half of the game.
Yeah, you're right. They both have some pretty explosive players, as we've seen. We haven't seen much of that from UCC as of yet. St. Andrews doing a good job of containing Rashid Tucker, for example. But you're right. I expect to see some a lot more exciting, big plays in the next part of the game.
Kickoff, a little short.
Jawan Edgehill with the return. He probably got about 6 or 7 yards there from the point of catch.
Not bad field condition from your own 40. Now the question is whether Upper Canada can move the ball, Scott.
Yeah, certainly. I was going to say, I think the Blues would love to march down the field here, eat up some valuable clock time, and head into halftime with a big lead. We'll see if they can put anything together here.
First down, Upper Canada moving from the right side of the field in their whites with the navy blue helmet. Jay Williams, quarterback, number 6, tosses out to Tucker. Tucker looking for field, gets enough for a first down. This kid can move. He's got a little bit of speed.
He does, yeah, and he said he can move, and he also has moves as well. We'll see him. In many games I've watched him. You think he's going to be captured for a loss, and we'll turn that around and get 6, 7, 20 yards. He's very explosive and exciting player to watch.
First down, Upper Canada from their 53-yard line.
It's a free play here.
Not sure who pulled who off, but there is a flag.
It looked like St. Andrews jumped offside, but again, we never know what kind of movement may have occurred on that Blues O-line. I'm certain the St. Andrews Saints players will be saying that they were drawn off. We'll see what the ref says here.
While we're waiting for Tucker, the running back, does he play other sports?
That's a good question. He may play. He either runs. You know what? I think he runs track in the spring. I was going to say
I would think so.
Well, a lot of our football players, as we've noted before, but St. Andrews running back will play rugby as well. But I believe Rashid is part of our track team and maybe even part of our sprinters.
Referee Chris Walker signals offside.
Was defense.
St. Andrews moves the ball up a couple of yards. First down. Jay Williams looking to the sideline, trying to get some instructions on what the coaching staff have in mind. We should mention Dave Brown's in his second year. Didn't do that bad in his first. Won the championship.
No, that's right.
Handoff to Tucker. Skirts to the right, shook off one defender, and then there's a late hit. You can hear from the crowd on the other side of the field.
Yeah, we did see the flag go up, so the ref saw it as well.
A little bit of applause from the UCC spectators, and thumbs going the other way from the St. Andrews.
We'll get confirmation of that. It does. That's a big penalty, David. It's a 15-yard penalty, one that obviously sustains this drive. And again, we talked about, as we got 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first half, you really want to be in a position where you're retaining that ball and eating up clock, and that's what these penalties are helping UCC to do.
Number 22, St. Andrews, Nick Jadidi, and a little bit late. First down, Upper Canada. With a bad snap and just falling on the loose ball.
Well, and David, that probably
negates that
the 15-yard gain from the penalty. Yep, that's a tough situation. I know that many teams at all levels are using that long snap, rather than right underneath the center, and I guess that is a price sometimes you have to pay. It's just that that you're going to have an overthrown snap at some point.
But if you have a chance to talk to the center, he'll tell you the wind got in the way.
Ah, yes, of course.
Second down, a lot of real estate to go for Upper Canada. They're on the St. Andrews 52-yard line.
A quick kick here.
And blown dead very quickly as the ball just hung up there, the wind.
Yeah.
So a surprise on both sides of the field. A gamble by St. Andrews had paid off for a first down, and Upper Canada trying to get rid of the ball and catch St. Andrews off guard. Didn't take into account Mr. Wind.
Yeah, that's true. The ball did get held up there, and I would suspect that the Blues would have wanted a lot more yardage out of that play, but the ball did get held up there, and we'll see what St. Andrews can do with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left.
36-yard line for St. Andrews. Only one touchdown in the game, and that going to Rashid Tucker from Upper Canada College. It's 7-5. Snap. Schmidt looks to the side. And taken down very quickly is Ray Simmons.
Yep.
He's the bread and butter player. Coach Lenger was saying to me prior to the game, he is the guy that they have to count on a lot.
Joseph Cammy was in on that tackle, and it looks like a play that St. Andrews likes to do, that little flare pass, or the pass just to sort of the sideline as the running back flares out.
3:47 to go until halftime. Schmidt back in the looks. Incompleted pass on the far side of the field. In again comes the punting crew. Just a little bit too far.
Yeah, so the Blues will get the ball back. Certainly that's something they were hoping to see, as St. Andrews players jogging off sideline, and on comes their defense again.
Yeah, good to see you too.
3:32 to go until halftime, and just a reminder that joining us at halftime is Sam McKinney, the principal of Upper Canada College. Find out what it's like as new principal of this fine school. Waiting for the sails right over the receipt.
Will they get it away? A great job for him to get it away. That's a no yards.
There's another flag. Still looking for room. Dances to the left side of the field. Looking for blockers. Finally taken down inside the St. Andrews 20-yard line.
As you noted, Dave, a couple of flags down, it looks like. Certainly no yards will be one of them, but a wonderful return by Juwan Edgehill.
Edgehill, after he got up, took a little bow. What first looked like a serious problem for St. Andrews with the ball sailing over the head of the punter, and then not sure whether he'd get it away, and he did, and a remarkable job. And then the return, which was equally as impressive, by Juwan Edgehill.
You're right, that play had a number of different elements to it that were all exciting.
Upper Canada hoping to go into the dressing room at halftime with a significant lead. We'll see what happens. They've got first down. They're knocking on the doorsteps of St. Andrews once again.
Waiting for the call to be played in here.
Officials are having a little chat.
It's a 3-minute warning.
3 minutes. Williams checking over the defense, waiting for the snap. Calls for it. And handing off on the far side, and is he in? Touchdown.
There we have an end-around play, clearly
Owen Jones.
designed for Josh Archibald.
Was it Josh Archibald?
Yeah.
It looked like Owen Jones. The numbers are...
Yeah. With the, just with the desire to get around. I'm wondering if there's a flag on the play there.
There is one.
Yeah, Archibald looks exasperated, and it looks like this one's going against the Blues. Holding call it is.
Holding.
Yeah, often around with those end-around plays that you do see, it's challenging for the offensive lineman to try to contain
So
the
tempting.
defense. And
No one will see.
that's right. That's right. But the Blues will be stinging about that one. A touchdown called back due to a penalty. Penalties and overthrown snaps so far seem to be...
Well, we talked about it at the beginning of the game, Scott.
That's right.
The 23-yard line, Upper Canada. See what Williams has. Waits for the snap. Wobbling the ball was Tucker, but he gets by 2 defenders, and he's down to the 4-yard line, or is it the 6-yard line? Stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, when I talked about that elusive speed of Rashid Tucker, there we see him also be able to dodge and dart between defenders and come up with a pretty good, significant play there.
UCC using the clock effectively. They're up 7-5 with 2:28 to go until halftime. They have the ball, second down, with a glorious opportunity to add more points.
Will they go to Tucker again? Nope.
Williams gets a snap, goes to the right. Pass completed.
And that was really good coverage there by number 21, I believe. Walter Carabin, St. Andrews, prevented a touchdown there.
He was thrown behind him, and he had to pause just a bit.
Looks like the
Tucker.
officials are conferencing there a little bit. I don't know if there's a penalty on the play or
They're bringing the sticks in to
Is it
see
just-
if there's a
first down.
first
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
Ball around the 3-yard line of St. Andrews.
The spot really important here, and this will be a very significant piece of the game here.
2:23, I should say, until halftime. And it is a first down.
There's a first down for the UCC Blues.
This should give the Blues a little bit of optimism, energy heading into a halftime, especially if they're able to convert with 7 more points.
Yeah, you're right.
Both teams struggling, Scott, to get touchdowns in this
Yeah.
first half.
Yeah, you're right. There just have been sort of stoppages in play and penalties and whatnot that have seemed to stymie full sustained drives. But UCC certainly hoping for a score here. St. Andrews hoping for a stop.
Williams gets the snap, hands off to Tucker, and he is
It's like he stopped short of the goal line. It actually initially looked as though he was going to lose some yards there,
Right.
but
St. Andrews had 2 defenders just grabbing hold of his shirt and calling for help. Second down, UCC. Williams looking to the sidelines for a play call from head coach Dave Brown. Maybe Christian Heffernan, the offensive coordinator, is signaling what he should be doing. We'll see. Up over his center, waiting for the snap.
I'm surprised we didn't see a flag there.
And he just threw it away.
Maybe the defender got back in time, because we certainly saw St.
There was
Andrews'
movement.
defensive tackle jump there.
Williams thought he caught him off too.
So here's an important play. It looks like it's third down. Unless the official is picking up a flag there, David. Oh, there is a flag
There
there.
was a flag on
Yeah.
the far side?
Yeah.
First down.
So that's
Timeout St. Andrews, and they have first down on the 1, 3 chances to take it over. Scott?
yeah, and that's the second time that St. Andrews has been drawn offside by Jay Williams' count, presumably. And again, as you say, UCC 3 cracks at 1 yard.
There are always the other officials in a game, whether you pick the sport, that have a different opinion, and we're hearing some of them saying where the ball should be placed.
Yeah, but as you know, it's only the men in black and white stripes that get to make that call officially.
Chris Walker and
It's on the 1 yard line.
referees come over to explain.
St. Andrews team and coaching staff need to be frustrated there.
Referee had to explain, and he was chaperoned over by umpire Greg Aletto. St. Andrews heard the call, not happy. We'll see what happens now. Big defensive stand for St. Andrews.
And again, whatever happens here, with 1 minute and 35 seconds left, you imagine that this is going to impact some momentum with respect to the game during the second half.
Williams has the play, checking the defense. Has the snap, gives it to Tucker, dances once, twice, and he's signaled in.
He is.
It's a touchdown.
All officials with their hands up, although the Saints players felt they may have stopped him earlier than he crossed the line.
1:31 to go until halftime, and Tucker has got his second touchdown of the game.
Well, David, it took them a while to get in, but they were there. They had lots of time within that 5 yard line.
Prior to the game, there was a lot of chatter as to which of these two running backs would steal the show. Upper Canada's Tucker or St. Andrews Simmons. And so far, UCC's defense appears to have controlled Adre Simmons quite effectively in the first half.
Yeah, you're right.
And Tucker seems to have eluded the defense of St. Andrews, not only in his running game, but also in the receiving game.
Yeah, good to see Loke Martin coming off of his own accord there. He's been a big part of the defense in particular for UCC. Here they set up for the conversion.
Conrad Mahoney, number 13. Ball is snapped, down, up.
And it's through.
It's good. So with 1:31 to go until halftime, it's Upper Canada with both touchdowns in the game, both from Rashid Tucker, leading St. Andrews 14-5 in game 3 of this series they've had. 2 of them regular season, both won by St. Andrews.
By UCC.
By UCC,
Yeah.
let me get that right.
Yeah.
I was thinking about St. Andrews saying that they wanted to win one
Right.
and they'd prefer to take the championship.
Well, certainly St. Andrews hoping that they can put some points on the board with the 91 seconds that are left. UCC want to do all that they can to make sure that that scoreboard stays the same or edges in their favor prior to halftime.
Play is whistled in by Chris Walker. David Grossman along with Scott Cowie bringing you this championship senior football game from Upper Canada College in Toronto. UCC hoping for a 4th consecutive league title. Kick is up and it is booted out of bounds. Flag.
I guess St. Andrews will elect to just take the ball. Yeah, they're going to make him re-kick.
A little bit of confusion on the part of St. Andrews. They're walking off the field and back onto the field. Their heads are down.
Yeah.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's a 5 yard penalty, so the Blues will re-kick. It's in situations like this, David, where both teams want to make sure they have the right number of players on their sides.
And
you got
maybe
confusion there.
Maybe there's something that's been seen by the coaching staff at St. Andrews with the wind picking up, favoring St. Andrews. So if they get this ball caught in the wind, they could conceivably end up with better field conditions. Again, ball kicked out of bounds.
And I suspect they're going to ask him to kick it again.
We will get to halftime.
Eventually, yes. Yep, some confusion here. There is going to be a re-kick again.
If you're just joining us, Upper Canada and St. Andrews championship game of the CISAA season coming to an end. Upper Canada having played St. Andrews twice in regular season action, with UCC winning 15-11 in Aurora, and a couple weeks later coming back here to the Oval at UCC and defeating St. Andrews 8-4 in a game that was disrupted by inclement weather, to put it mildly.
Yeah. And you know, David, I wonder if the Blues are clearly they're not trying to kick it out of bounds, but are trying to keep it away maybe from Andre Simmons, and that's part of the reason that we've seen those last two.
Third attempt.
Goes to the other side this time.
It's gone to the other side.
St. Andrews player touches the ball there.
As it was rolling out of bounds for a third time.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what happens now. St. Andrews has possession. They've got a minute to change.
See some frustration there on the part of the coaching staff, St. Andrews, some of their players.
Little discussion by the officials.
But, you know, David, on the other hand, that's a live ball. And when you've got opposition players running down at the sideline, and if that ball takes a bounce the other way, you know, I think it's not that poor of a decision to try to just manage that ball.
The Saints first down on the 32-yard line. We'll see if they try to play it conservative. Went to the air, and the frustration.
Yassine Belkou there, I think probably surprised that the ball was right there, right for him. A near interception, and again, would love to have that one back.
It's clear real estate field there, and he probably thought Christmas came early to him and just couldn't hang on to it. So it's second down. Let's see if they go back to the air or stick to the ground with 1 minute and 26 seconds to go until halftime. Schmidt looks to the side of the field. Again, almost picked off.
By Yassine Belkou again.
Yeah, right off the fingertips of the intended receiver.
You know, David,
number one, Lucas Ledreer.
And you said something earlier that again resonates here as well about the success that St. Andrews was having with their running game, and for whatever reason, deviating from that, I can maybe see that with only a minute and change left, feeling you need to go for the pass. But
Scott, you would think that with the considerable size difference that St. Andrews has on their offensive line, they would use these guys and stick with that ground game. But
and maybe that'll be the plan for the second half. We'll have to see, wait and see.
Third down, waiting the punt. Again, sails over the head of McLean, who's going to take it, a knee in his end zone.
Yeah. And that'll be another 2 points for the Blues. They got to be quite happy about that. Plus, they get the ball back, David, the kickoff.
McLean played it smart, thinking that if he was to attempt yet again to kick the ball away, could have gone out of bounds, setting up more scoring opportunities for UCC. This way, taking a knee and giving up the points, the kick will end up deep into Upper Canada's zone and kill the clock. 1 minute, 12 seconds until halftime. Upper Canada 16. St. Andrews 5.
And the Blues will get the ball back here, David. I believe they have all of their timeouts left as well. I can't recall the Blues using any. Maybe they've used one, but there is an opportunity for them to put more points on the board.
The kick short. Looking for room. And then finally going down.
Edgehill again with about 7 or 8 yards maybe on that return from the point of catch.
53-yard line of Upper Canada. First down. And now it's UCC's turn to call the shots. We see what Dave Brown has in mind, along with Christian Heffernan, his offensive coordinator. The rest of the UCC coaching staff, Oliver Morovich, the receivers coach, Jeff Motati, the linebacker coach, Matthew Vervoon, responsible for strength and conditioning, and the line coach, Craig Thompson, doing a fabulous job this year for the Blues, who have played 7 games and they've only lost 1. First down. Williams. Back, throws, deep. Archibald was waiting.
Surprised to see the ball aired up there. I thought the Blues might elect to simply keep the ball on the ground, give it to Rashid Tucker or one of the other running backs that's in the game for them, and just run out the clock before. But obviously, I'm not coaching.
There's the message of going for the dagger just before halftime.
That's true. Yep.
Second down, UCC. Game clock showing less than a minute. The Blues ahead of the Saints, 16-5. Started to get a little chilly this afternoon game at Upper Canada College in Midtown Toronto. Second down, handoff, Tucker follows 2 blockers, looks for a third, has enough for a first down.
Yeah, a great run by Rashid. Again, looked like he was maybe going to be pinned for maybe a 2-yard gain and ended up getting a first down out of it.
That's not bad. Making the tackle on the play, Nick Jadidi.
All the Blues receivers there was a bit of a flood left as they all flooded left hand side, and that's where the ball went.
First down on the far left side of the field. 2 receivers left side, 1 on the right. Handoff to Tucker. Going to the far side of the field, trying to elude 2 defenders, looking for open space. And finally gets run out of bounds at the 19-yard line of St. Andrews, much to the applause of the UCC fans.
Another great run by Rashid, and you can really see the talent that he has, able to go up and through the middle in traffic, but also able to pour on the speed when he does get outside. And I'm not suggesting the Blues coaches took my advice, but they have made some good gains on 2 running plays there.
Might have time for a couple of plays. First down, Upper Canada, threatening again to add points to their lead. Pitch up, and going down quickly is Tucker. There are 2 flags, both thrown at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not certain what happened there.
Looks like there was some chatter and preliminary calls against UCC.
Yeah, they are marching back. We'll see what happens.
Bad penalty, Upper Canada, unnecessary roughness after the play.
Yeah, I
Moves it
believe.
back 15 yards, Scott.
Yeah, that's a very costly penalty, because had they been able to generate a little more yardage, they might have even been able to try for a field goal. They're certainly out of field goal range here, I would think, with the wind especially. So we'll see what happens with second down.
From the St. Andrews 39-yard line. Upper Canada was second down, about 20 seconds to go until halftime. Williams gets the snap, looks deep, throws, for a receiver, and wide open is Archibald. Enjoying the celebration as his teammates with 16 seconds to go.
It was just a beautifully executed play. I mean, Jay Williams threw that ball up, and in stride, Josh Archibald took the ball in, and just like that, the Blues have put another score on the board.
Chris, or Scott, I should say, he wanted a touchdown. He had one called back. He called for the pass. The ball was perfectly thrown. And it's what we talked about earlier as we wait the convert attempt. That may have been the dagger.
Well, you're right, David. I mean, the Blues got to be very happy about that. But again, as we know in covering some of these games before, this one isn't over. We got a full half to play, and both of these teams have a ton of talent. The Saints have the ability to make some big plays. So I would not go anywhere, certainly during the halftime, and make sure you catch the second half.
Turnovers, a key in this first half, favoring Upper Canada. They have the 23-5 lead with 16 seconds to go with the two quick touchdowns late in the second quarter. Upper Canada now having scored more points in the first half against St. Andrews than they did in two previous games throughout the season.
Yeah, you're right. I think the Blues should feel very happy, and probably are feeling very happy as they play out these last 16 seconds here before the half. But I can guarantee the coaching staff is also reminding these guys that the game isn't over, as I just said. And we need to keep. They'll need to keep going after the Saints, and I imagine the Saints coaches will be giving their team the same message.
Kickoff taken by St. Andrews on their 20, and in scrum fashion take the ball up to the 45 or just over the 45-yard line, where we'll probably have time for one play. First down for St. Andrews, and just a reminder, joining us in a few moments at halftime, had a smile on his face that last touchdown for UCC was the school's 19th principal, Sam McKinney, who's out also cheering for his son.
That's right.
Playing on this squad. And we'll find out a little bit about Sam's background, his sport history, what brought him to UCC, and we'll be sure to remind him about rowing.
As you would.
Surprising, goes to the air. Schmidt couldn't find anybody, tucks it in, and Archibald takes him down. Archibald, in case you're wondering, is the same one who just scored the touchdown.
He is, as we talked about, many players going both ways, and he just shows how valuable of an athlete he is in being able to make really essentially two great plays there back to back.
I remember many years ago, the athletic director here, Brent McKay, story I did, kept telling me about how important conditioning was, making sure student athletes are in tip-top shape. And that explains what you just said about a lot of these players. Hand off to McLean. Skirts for yardage, still on his feet, crosses over, taken down on the 48-yard line of Upper Canada. The officials signal halftime. We're going to take a break from Upper Canada College in Toronto with the host team, the Blues, with a convincing 23-5 lead at halftime, hoping to make it a fourth consecutive championship. Scott Cowie and David Grossman will be back with the principal, Sam McKinney, in a few moments. For Canada College, the CISAA Senior Football Championship with the host school in a convincing lead, still a half to go, and delighted to have with us the head man responsible, the new principal, Sam McKinney. How are you, Sam? Congratulations.
I'm really well, thanks. I'm not sure what I'm responsible for at the moment. The boys are playing a great game.
Well, just before we talk a little bit about you and your success,
Sure.
You were looking sidelines to your son a little worried about what happened on that last play. Why don't you tell us?
Well, no, I just was having a look over. He looked like he had a bit of a sore arm. They were checking his wrist, but they put ice on it, and I'm glad to see it might not be a break, which we've had a bit of an unfortunate run with injuries recently, and a few boys in some plaster, so glad to see it's not another one.
A lot of people talk about you being the guy who's come from down under.
That's right.
When they don't take into account that you're a Canadian boy, born here in this country, in St. Catharines, the Niagara region.
That's right.
Come from a family of teachers.
That's right.
Success story as well. What was the reaction when you heard there was a job available at Upper Canada College?
Well, I had a phone call that came a bit out of the blue. Someone reached out and indicated that there was a role going at UCC and inquired about some interest from my perspective, and interested I was indeed. That began a long conversation, a conversation that took a few months, but ended up with my wife and I making a trip across, visiting the school here and spending some time with the board and the selection panel, and ending up with the opportunity to come and serve the school as the 19th principal, and I'm thrilled to be here.
In the short time that you've been here, what have you learned a lot about the school, the quality of the staff, and for that matter, the kids as well?
Yeah, no, thank you for the question. I've been incredibly impressed. This is a school of long history and tradition, a school that's had successes across a number of domains. For me, most impressive, the people in the organization, those who are teachers and staff, the boys themselves, and the community of the school, the families that support the school, the old boys who are so interested and engaged in the school. Really, it's been the people. We're blessed with wonderful facilities, but they are hollow without the people in them and who support them.
Your previous job, you were at a school that had about 1,500 students.
Yes.
Also a very important school with a tradition of success in sports. I should remind you that the school you worked at had a nickname of Saints.
They did indeed.
And you're playing St. Andrews, which has a nickname of Saints. So do you sort of get caught up as to who you're cheering for?
It's a good question. When my wife and I took a drive up when St. Andrews had their homecoming earlier this fall, and we drove into the drive, and the signs all read Saints, and suddenly it felt familiar, and it was a funny feeling. But they were red, and we were blue in Australia, and I've come to a blue school. So for me, the transition of color has been easy. I just have to make sure I don't yell out "Go Saints" when I'm standing on the sidelines. Our competitive school in South Australia was a school that was red. So for me, it's the Blues versus the Reds today, and that's what I have to remind myself of.
Well, you got the right color jersey on, that's for sure. Now tell us a little bit about Sam McKinney, the teenage athlete in his days at St. Catharines Collegiate, where you were a multi-sport athlete, but there was one that really stood out, and that was the sport of rowing, where you rowed for St. Catharines, and then that memorable occasion where you competed against Upper Canada. What happened?
Thanks for the question. It's a story that's been told a few times around here. I played high school football and basketball, and I really enjoyed rowing. I was fortunate to be at a school that had a strong history in sport, and particularly in rowing. I rowed with some great fellows, and we had some successes along the way that eventually led us over to England, to the Henley-on-Thames Regatta, and who did we draw to compete against but Upper Canada College, and they did get the better of us on the day. So that's something I've heard a bit about, a bit of ribbing here. And on one day, on our association day, there was an old boy who came along, sided up next to me, and brought out his phone, and he displayed a photo of their crew, the UCC crew, on that day after they had competed against us, victors on that day. I remember it well. It was a great experience for me, and great competition always.
Well, in sport, they always say when they get a great acquisition, it looks good. And in the case of Upper Canada College, they've got a great acquisition. Congratulations. Welcome back to Canada, to UCC. And if this goes well today, and it's sure looking that way, 22-5 at halftime. Sam McKinney, thanks for joining us.
A real pleasure. Thanks so much.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, more of the championship game. St. Andrews host by Upper Canada, with the Blues leading 22-5 at halftime.